A game based on the classic cult film Mars Attacks. Instead of Mars Attacks, it's Mars Attracts. We are essentially building our own theme park here, folks, and I was just absolutely excited to play this game. So welcome, I'm Spoodersweb, and thank you to Keymailer for giving me early access to this game, by the way. It's absolutely a really amazing opportunity. This game is going through a beta test right now, from what I understand, so they've given me early access to try this out. So if you like sort of theme park style games, Jurassic World, Evolution, theme park, any of those sorts of games, you're in the right place, especially if you love Mars Attacks as well. That film, fantastic, part of my childhood, so it was a win-win for me. So we're going to get started on the first level here. Let's open things up. We're going to play. You can see here that I have unlocked the first level, but I'm going to take you through the first frontiers just to get used to everything. And you can see what it's all about. So you got these little messages coming up here, you know, just to give you little hints and tips and things. It's quite cool. So we're going to get started. Any button? Let's begin. Don't worry, it will translate. It will translate. Ah, you must be the new general manager. It's about time. I've been waiting for you to show up. Welcome to Mars' first ever human-themed tourist attraction. HQ has high hopes for this place. Though now that I see you, maybe I'll let them know to temper their expectations. Love that little job one. Humans may be in crowds, but remember, they are slippery creatures. While their enclosed brains may seem small and undeveloped to us, research has shown them to be surprisingly adept at subterfuge. I did inform the board that it would take a cunning mind experienced in business and human relations, but well, here you are. I suppose we better get you set up. So obviously we've got to just do the standard WASD, move around, Q and E, rotate and zoom in there, and that takes care of that. So then you'll start by building your human enclosure. So the first enclosure you're allowed to build is actually based on ancient Rome. So from what I've seen so far, you can actually go to different sort of historical time periods in human history to then use that as a basis to build your little habitats. So it's kind of like a zoo, but there's humans are the animals, essentially. So we're just building our first habitat here, relatively small. We'll have to put some walls and doors on it. So I'll put a door here. And just a couple of windows here, here, and here. We need 4 windows, okay. Right, well, I'll put another one there just to satisfy the tutorial. I'm sure I did that already. Yeah, there's 4. I was going to say, I've just put another 5 on there. Okay, fair enough. So in order to get your humans into the habitat, you're going to have to go on an expedition, folks. You have to go to travel to the planet Earth. You have to go and abduct some humans to bring back to the theme park. So you start your little expedition here. Right-click, come back to it. You can see here, obviously, this is your little taskbar with your expedition going on. So in the meantime, whilst the expedition goes on, you can basically build up your park. So we're going to just hold the mouse button down to drag and create your pathways. Okay, rightio. I might just come to the settings here and we'll just increase the music just a little bit. There we go. Just for the sake of the recording, just so you can hear what I'm hearing. You got to put some benches down, so you got to, you know, build your amenities. Auto rotate. Right, yeah, I was already in the right place, so we'll just do 5 of those. You got to build your toilets, because even aliens need toilets. 1, 2, 3. Put them all in one place. But of course, you need water. You need some water, my friends. These toilets can't flush without water, and that would be bad for everybody, so I don't want to smell alien poop. So utilities, you'll come to water, get yourself a water source, and then you'll use piping to connect them all. So you can see here we've got a grid-based thing going on, so that obviously you can place things according to where they need to go. Little, yeah. And when you right click off those, you'll see obviously the piping's underground, so it's not visible. So our expedition is now complete. We have abducted 2 Romans, I think. Ancient Rome, yeah, there's usually about 2 of them. So go ahead and place the human in the habitat. We'll also place the second one too. Or you have to do it one at a time. Humans are a fickle species, so it's worth keeping an eye on them if they become unhappy. So you gotta track them through the happiness tab. I think it's the characters up here. You can check all sorts of things. The humans, the staff, and also the guest. The general happiness overall, which we can look at in more detail later. So yeah, we've got to make sure the humans are happy. You can click on them individually there, so you can see they're hungry. So what better way to feed a human than to build a feeding trough? So if you come to the amenities, there you go, there's your trough to eat. In the meantime, I will get our second human, who's sitting in a tube right now. Off you go, into the park. Yes, they're all getting hungry, yeah, that's fine. But when we need someone to actually take care of them, a porter. So you've got this little button up here for hiring. You'll hire all sorts of people, scientists, security, porters. We'll be taken through these gradually as we go along by the tutorial. But I believe they handle the transporting of goods. You can see here you got little indicators. So in this case, if we hired them, the expeditions would cost 20% more. If we hire this person, they walk 20% faster. So positives and negatives. Sometimes you got to deal with cards that you... We've got a little porter. We've hired a porter. Then we've got to get a storehouse for the humans. Because otherwise, you know, where are you going to store all your food that you feed to the humans? So you'll begin by building a human storehouse so that the trough can be replenished, and you've got a porter who'll take care of that for you. We have to pick up the porter. Otherwise he's wandering around the park doing nothing. And put him inside the building, and there you go. So, in terms of management, you've got obviously all these stats here in terms of profits and guests and their happiness. But most of all, you can choose to open and close the park. So if you have a major disaster, you can close your park just until you fix it. So then we start waiting for guests to arrive. And in order to raise funds, you can place a donation box next to the habitat. So that's what we're about to do right now. And it's usually one of the ways that the park will essentially generate income. So we'll put one near the toilet. And maybe just do a little one down here, because we will expand a little bit later. So essentially one near the toilets, where they'll frequent and empty their alien bowels. And then you've got one near the windows, where they'll be looking at these humans. And here are the little Mars Attack aliens. And they're very tall humans. So right now we're just going to wait until we actually raise some money. Maybe I'll put in a couple of... Oh, there you go. Boom. Okay, one way to entertain the guest and encourage more donation is to run experiments on the humans. So by running experiments, you'll get research points, which will add to your knowledge of humans and ultimately help improve your habitats. So you can put like a observation post in, which we're going to do right now. It's under amenities, isn't it? Or is it different facilities? Yeah, facilities. So inside the habitat, we've got a little pod. And we need to hire a scientist to oversee it. So again, we're looking at the positives here. We can have experiments are more entertaining for guests. Happy to put that in. So then you put him inside once that's finished. Yep. So it's you can see him there. It's fairly difficult to see. You can't zoom in anymore, but you can see the little gadget there. Okay, so the 3 types of observation posts corresponding to each research point. So you can do biology, physics, and chemistry. Now, in terms of that, it's a good question on how we actually differentiate that. But here you've got like these are the experiments. You've got durability testing and dismemberment, which does require a lot more staff and things. Oh, well, the 2 humans are not happy in there. Probably because we haven't given them much in terms of facilities. Anyway. Select an observation post. Let's just start an experiment, shall we? So one of the humans will essentially be experimented on here. And see how little the alien is and big the human is, but oh hey, then they get all the machines. And they just, yep, twist them around. It's endurance testing. Oh, and then we're going to do the next human. So we actually, given that we are a park, we need rides, folks. We need rides. So, given the research that we've just completed, we can do bouncing bugs for a ride. So we'll then come over to rides here. Select the ride. Off a rotation. You can't put it in like that because you need something else. So you put that in, but then you'll need your little booth which manages the queues, but then connects to the path. And then we need an attendant, someone to run the ride. So we'll go to hiring. You can see all these wonderful artwork based on all these little characters that we have to look after. So an attendant, here we go. Increases a building's beauty when assigned. Why not? Beautiful. Rides and amenities deteriorate as they're used. Obviously you can use overlays here, so we can view everything from the cleanliness of the park, the beauty, the damage, the condition. We can obviously look at the power and the water. Everything we want to know. So obviously we'll need a janitor to obviously do the cleaning. Not a good selection there, but we've hired one, so that's the main thing. Kind of like on Theme Hospital, you get to hire your janitors, your doctors, your nurses, and things like that. So, of course, you do have the speed toggle. So, like any other game like this, you can speed up time, slow it down, depending on what you're doing. For this, we're going to build some, essentially like a food court for the Martians. So, start with hunger. Then it's thirst. We're going to need some trash bins. Either side. We're also going to need excitement. Now, of course, in order to run these facilities, then we're going to need attendants for those as well. But we kind of have to wait until they're fully built. Right, cool. Let's hire attendants. What do we get in this one? It decreases the beauty, but then the stall capacity is increased. So given that we've only got these 4 to choose from, we might have to actually hire this guy. Put him in. Not my first choice, but we'll not make a habit of it at the same time. Right, and let's hire your attendants and get them all in there, so they're all busy bees working like that. We've got to build a storehouse. It's not the enclosures. Maybe it's facilities. Utilities? Not utilities. Facilities, here we go. So that's a Martian storehouse. I do believe that'll also need a porter as well. So we'll put that in. Oh god, the selection's getting worse. Beautiful. Check your overall guest happiness in the characters menu. So obviously you can see here through they don't think the park's very beautiful. the cruelty gauge, which is quite interesting. I think that's based on the habitats being cruel to the humans with the experiments. Hunger, excitement, and thirst. This is all pretty normal for a starting point, but now we've put things in place, then it'll improve. So got an incoming message. Trying to expand the enclosure. So you can expand the enclosure itself, which is quite cool. So we'll have to go on another expedition to get more humans. We've also got another selection open, which looks like the Wild Wild West, so we can go from that time period of human history. So that's pretty cool. Right, let's go to... Let us go to do an expedition. That's what I'm trying to think of. Expedition. We can do reconnaissance. You could do a raiding party and do like mass abduction, invasion, and a special carrot. Oh, this is fantastic. We can do a raid for decor, which helps improve the beauty of the habitat, which obviously pleases the humans. So in this case, we want to go start an expedition on more humans. Whilst that's cooking over, which you can see behind my face, we'll do some more amenities for the humans. So in that case, we'll go into this, and we have to satisfy their thirst. Give them a toilet, because God knows what they've been doing all this time. Nice little clean, which we'll put in front of the window. Seems appropriate. A little hamster wheel for excitement. We're going to essentially build some beds. But of course, some of these need water, so we'll need to get our water supplies going. So that'll be utilities. Here we go. I think this is it. So we're going to place a couple around, because if you try to tap from one water source to multiple facilities, the effectiveness reduces. So I'm going to do that. I'm not suggesting that you have to do one water source per item. It just can be more beneficial. Okay. That's good. Apparently these two might be... You need to separate them out. Oh. Need the demolition, right. So we'll demolish those. Go back to here. Our ancient Rome habitat. Amenities. And we'll spread them out. Yeah, you need to spread them out. Beautiful. Our expedition is complete. Inventory for ancient Rome is humans. And we'll put another human in now. So we can expand the enclosure's footprint, which is our next task. So we'll just do a little addition here. Not too big though. But you can essentially expand the habitats as much as you like. I can actually put little paths in as well, inside the habitat. But I've never seen the use for it so far. They tend to just wander around and do what they want anyway. It's probably more decorative than anything else in the enclosure bit, but in terms of outside the park, we do need... Oh, we've got like... It looks like it's themed according to the kind of habitats, which I didn't know. So if I come around here... Then we do something like this. We'll have to build another enclosure. And then yeah, so if I come out of this, and then if I do this, and then select this, gives it more of a, like a historical feel. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's go to the enclosures, the American frontier, and then we need obviously the doors and everything. Window. Definitely going to need windows here. Door there. I can even put a fence in if I want to. Maybe I will, actually. Oh, it's got to be inside, right? Okay. So you can make this, like, much bigger. Which we may do later on, but for now... Ah, we need security. So these humans are prone to escape, so we have to make sure that we get a security station going so that we can stop that. Facilities. Here we go, security. Let's rotate it. But we also need power. It's the one building that needs power. So we do a little generator here. And just a little pipe there. But of course you need to hire the security, don't you? So let's hire the security. That'll do, mate. In you go. Oh, we've got to hire 3 security guards as well. Right, I'll finish off this habitat first. So if we go into this, and then amenities. They'll obviously need their trough to feed. They'll need that. Toilet. Cleanliness. And excitement. And we're already realizing that this is way too small. So we have to, if you ever get this situation, it's okay. Click on footprint. Pick footprint. And then just do this. That'll go ahead and order your habitat. Because humans like space. They don't like to feel claustrophobic. So what we're going to do now is get some water on the go, I believe. Get some water. Water, water. Oh, you utilities. Right. Cool. And then you can also supply that one as well. So when everything's all built up nicely, that's fine. Let's go on an expedition. Expedition. For that habitat, we're going to abduct some humans. We'll start the expedition. And we'll finish hiring, obviously, the security guards in the meantime, which is the wrong button there. It's over here. Security. Ah. You know what? Let's scout for new candidates. I'm not taking that. No signing fee for... Beautiful. There we go. Good. Now that we are in security is in place, we can push the humans a little more with experiments. So we can run experiments to learn more about our humans. So if we go to research, we will go to experiments. These guys, who are they just don't look happy right now. It's fine. We'll put some that. But if we check characters, check our humans. Oh, apparently it looks a little bit different. Their happiness is actually quite good. So I don't know why it was showing like a different emoji on that other screen. And our expedition to this period of history is just taking a little bit longer, so we will have more humans in different habitat very soon. But yep, they're just being flung around. Although it looks a little bit messy in there. Might hire another janitor in the meantime. Janitor. View. Hire. Okay. Since the park's especially getting like a little bit bigger as well. So there's our expedition complete. And we'll go over there. Inventory. Beautiful. So it's kind of like the Wild Wild West thing going on here. But I think we'll need another enmity, won't we? We need to build up some comfort here, actually, yeah. So, oh. needed to be that way. Kind of need to get some donation boxes and things going. I'm not going to expand the road around to the other side. I'm just going to do this. Get some donations going. I want plenty of locations where they can donate money. Right, we've got our first human in there. That's cool. Let's get the other human so they're not lonely. Boom. There we go. And then we can put our observation post in. Facilities, research. And of course, for that, we need a scientist. This looks to be the last decent scientist that's in that list. Right, so, right, that's all built. In you get. You can observe the humans. So we can run like 2 experiments, hopefully at once. So we'll go with durability testing. Durability testing. So then that'll get us the focus controls that we need. In the meantime, let's check on our characters. Let's check on the guests. They're really not liking the beauty of the place. They're kind of neutral and everything else. And the way I got around this, I think when I did a test of this, was to get them some more entertainment. Maybe another ride, actually, it was. Somewhere where they're going to appreciate it, where they're walking around a lot. And then you put that in there in place for your queues. And of course you need an attendant to run it, so costs can add up quite quickly here. I'm going to have to... yeah, my money's getting crazy here. I've spent a lot of money. Right, in you go. Right, cool. Let's see what that does. But we've got the experiments going on in the meantime. We can claim our reward now. So we can set the purpose of the expedition, whether we go for decor or not. Fascinating creatures. Perhaps there's more to them than their simple ways and their repulsive appearance. So additional options have been locked in the expeditions menu. You can now focus on an expedition to capture, obviously, decor and reappropriate it. So that's what we're going to do for Ancient Rome. We can do like a raiding party now. So we can do like raiding party, decor, mass abduction, invasion. Yeah, we're not doing reconnaissance. We're going the next level up. We're doing a raiding party. It costs more though. It does cost more by the looks of it. So I'll have to be careful with this. Right, I'm going to send you on a raiding party. I might have to do an expedition. Though, maybe the raiding party will bring back enough that I need. Open the Ancient Rome overlay. Awesome stores. So yeah, we're collecting 3 decorative items so that we can put them in here for the Romans. Yes, after a hard day's work, it's good to eat from the trough, isn't it? Or just have a little nap. Oh, somebody littering. Yeah, he's got it. Right, okay. Just waiting for our little expedition to speed up. I'm hoping because it's a raiding party, it's going to bring back, like, multiple stuff. Not just, like, 1 item per expedition. I don't want that. Of course, we can speed up time somewhere, I believe. Wherever that was. Change the speed. Ah, there it is. Let's speed it up. Oh, that's pause. So you've only got 2 speeds, right? That's fair enough. There we go. Cool. So we can obviously let things carry on. Let's go to our expedition, see what it gave us. Wow, there you go, my friends. 5 items. You can see here, obviously, the statues are all reshaped in the alien's image as well. That's pretty cool. Bench, a pillar, pots. Let's do a statue, I think, next. And then we'll do a pillar. A nice little pillar. Bit of a space saver. Stick you in the corner. Right, we've already done the American frontier, which is this section here. So now that we've got another habitat, we can start to offer a bit more variety to the guests. Different guests will have different preferences, so keep an eye on the characters menu and your park management. It's basically these buttons up here, and expand the park to attract different types of guests. So 8 different amenities for the humans. We're just one short of that. Let's try rest, because I did done pretty much everything in here, to be honest. Maybe that's the last one. Maybe not. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it's decor related. These guys don't have any decor, do they? Perhaps it's time for another expedition. For you guys. Expeditions. Don't want humans, I want decor. Ah. See, for this habitat, I haven't done enough. Just abductions, I believe. Right. It's cheaper anyway, so that's fine. Hopefully that'll take care of this little bit. But we are making money. How about the happiness of our guests? Toilet facilities are down. Beauty is down. Cruelty is down. And excitement. They need more excitement. And more beauty. Right. I put another ride in already, come on. Maybe it's like amenities, excitement. But of course, that only means one thing. I've got to hire more bloody staff. Right. Probably going over the board with those. In fact, I'll get rid of one of them. Demolition mode. Yeah, say goodbye to that one. So then I've only got 2 attendants to hire. Right, beautiful, beautiful stuff. See if that makes a difference. In the meantime, let's go for something decorative. Since we don't have anything that's decorative on this park that's not in the human habitats. It's just random stuff, this is. Needs it to be in view of everybody. Okay, our expedition is complete. What have we got in the inventory for you guys? Oh, got a bar. There you are. That'll be nice for them. Hopefully that'll get us the final goal. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, it's all flooding in now. So that is an introduction to Mars Attacks, my friends. Let me know what you think of it in the comment. We do have another mission to go here. So if you do want to see the next mission, let me know in the comments. We can probably make it a part of a mini-series if you'd like. But yeah, we're on to the next mission. This is fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the intro to Mars Attacks. Thank you again, Keymailer, for the access. Thank you to you guys for watching. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.